Living and breathing La Vida Boa. Welcome to the Boa Life Podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Demore, alongside host Nick Colhay. We're here to have conversations, to laugh, to have a good time, and to learn and listen. We're here for you, the audience.
What's up, everybody? I'm your co-host, Nick Colhay. This is the Boa Life Podcast, episode number 13. Are you ready to do this, Steve?
Let's go! Well, we're very lucky to have two of my friends here and two of my accomplices in crime, the crime of not working out very good every day. Right? But two guys that definitely hold me accountable and reach out to me when I'm struggling and not being consistent on my journey to being healthy. And you can't live that Boa life without being healthy, can you guys?
Cannot.
Nope.
Cannot.
Well, listen, we might as well get right into it. Is Steve dedicated at the gym?
Oh, sorry.
Don't all jump to my defense at the same time, guys.
As of late, he's definitely been better.
Yeah.
As opposed to maybe the past month or so, but he's been better past couple weeks, I'd say. I'll give you that.
I appreciate that. In my defense, I was taking on a little golf regimen in the morning.
Yes, I did know you were playing golf.
Yep.
We knew you were playing golf, so that's fair.
I had no idea you were working before the gym, and then going to the gym, and then going back to work. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's like, kudos to you.
So it sheds a different light on everything, right?
Absolutely.
Are you going to treat him differently now, knowing that he's been out and about before the class?
Definitely not.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I just think it's cool that you do that, you know?
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. I mean, that does change a lot, though. That's crazy. I mean, you get there at like 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m., 6:38 a.m., I guess.
Yeah, well, I'd like to start my day early. I mean, it's a constant here on our show. We talk about beating the sun, right, Nick?
Yeah, we try to beat the sun every morning. One of my mottos. It's a lot harder on the weekends, you know. When you have that routine Monday to Friday, that's when I like to hit it hard in the morning.
Definitely.
Yeah. You guys live up to that down at CrossFit Bethel?
I'm the morning guy. He does a lot of work more at night. It's good stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I love the mornings. That's just how I am. But then obviously
same.
then, you know, that time at like, I don't know, like 11 a.m. is kind of like my afternoon, and I just want to pass out like within seconds, of course.
Because you're either coaching that 5:30 class or you're working out in that 5:30 class.
Yeah.
And I'm only coaching that class probably twice a week. But he's up either working out at that time or coaching at that time.
Yeah. It's good though. I mean, it makes the day longer, you know.
Very true. Yeah, that's what I did for a long time. Early morning classes.
Yeah.
Definitely a morning person. With your members, who do you find more dedicated? Early morning or the night owls?
Sometimes it's the same.
I'd say morning.
Yeah.
I think it's a better way for most people to start their day, and some people, I feel like the later it is, the less you want to work out, as opposed to if you get it done earlier in the morning. But that's what I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll back up the later at night people, because like after like a long day of work and then you get there at 6:45, I mean, it's hard having the motivation to go from like a long day's work and then work out and like get your butt kicked, and it's just like, I don't know. That's a great question. There are people though where it's like 5:30 a.m. they're there, and then they're there at 6:45 at night, and that's out of control.
Yeah, there are some people that either do the 5:30 or the 6:45.
Yeah, and they just like to work out, and that's awesome. It's like an escape for people.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I find it hard to do the evening one because it's like life gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm looking for every excuse in the world to not go to the gym because it's hard work. I mean, you guys push us, and the workouts are not fun. Sometimes, most of the time they are. Neil, you do a great job, and Jimmy and Neil do a great job of pushing us and motivating us. Just like I remember Nick used to do when coaching some of the classes. So what's in your bag of tricks to get the best out of people to make sure you're pushing them to do well?
I think it's a lot of it. For me, is getting people outside of their comfort zones. Because we got people from all different shapes, sizes, ages, and stuff like that, and getting people outside their comfort zone. To give you an example, there's a lot of people that are worried about the weights and how much weight they do, and some people don't want to put any weight on their bar and stuff like that. And sometimes it's about going up to people and being like, hey, you could do a little bit more weight,
That extra push.
Exactly, pushing out people outside their comfort zone. I'd say definitely. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. I mean, I think it's fun, obviously, at the right given time. It's always fun kind of sneaking weight onto people's bars and they have no idea. And there's been times where we'll like do that when, like I said, the right given time, and they'll, I'll even forget to tell them, and they have no idea that there's 20 pounds more on their bar. Like, it feels heavy.
yeah,
It's like, well, I don't know why, but they're doing it fine. I mean, it just shows how mental a lot of this is.
Yeah, it's all mental.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, and it's crazy, like the capabilities of a lot of people, and they have no idea. And that's what's cool. It's like seeing people, do things that they had no idea that they'll ever be able to do. I mean, it's a cool feeling. It's cool to help them get to that level.
definitely.
Yeah, that was always one of my driving forces, like put people in an uncomfortable situation,
Yeah.
especially the ones I know pretty well. I mean, I coached them for a while, and pretty much making them do something that they've cried and whined about not wanting to do.
Right.
And when they see the biggest result from that, that's like the best part about coaching.
Yeah.
What did you coach in?
So as of COVID, the gym that I worked at closed, so I was doing mainly boot camp classes.
Oh, so a lot of cardio.
Yeah, cardio
Kind of
weights
stuff.
mixed up.
Right.
No real bar work. We didn't mess around with that stuff. I've done a ton of CrossFit workouts. Never belonged to a CrossFit gym, but I like to bring that into my workouts sometimes. Right now, I'm on a running kick. I'm trying to run a lot, so I'm keeping it a lot of body weight and light weights now.
Right. I mean, might as well get in now. I won't be able to run soon. So.
Yeah. So that's what I'm currently doing.
You're messing around with them burpees too, though.
Yeah. So recently I created a challenge for myself. So about 2-3 weeks ago I started, and I started on the day where it was 40 weeks before my 40th birthday. So I decided to do 40 burpees a day until then.
Oh my.
So that's 40 weeks. That's almost a year.
Yeah. How's
right
that?
I've been at it for like 3 weeks. The shoulders are a little sore.
Yeah.
I track it though. I have a heart rate monitor on, and I set my watch to make sure that I'm documenting all that, just to keep myself in check.
Yeah, hold yourself accountable.
You time
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, but I made it a rule. Like, I'm not going to try to go crazy
No, yeah,
every
yeah.
single time.
Try and beat your time each time.
I said it has to be done in 10 minutes.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
max. I got to get done in 10 minutes.
Definitely.
I think my fastest time for 40 has been like 90 seconds so far.
There you
But I
go.
only tried once
Yeah.
to really go crazy.
That would be hard to sustain that every day for
Yeah,
sure.
I want to do. To me, I'm like, I want to do every rep almost the same amount of time
Yeah.
for all 40.
Right.
I don't want to rush through it. Sometimes if I'm feeling good and I need like a finisher for a workout, I'll try to kill it. Or if I'm not feeling good, like has already happened a couple times.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, I forget to do them.
Yeah.
And I already had a full plate of dinner and a beer or two.
Yeah.
That's when it's
And they're
stunk.
nice and slow.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice smooth pace.
Death by burpee. We have that workout. If I did 40, I would die. It wouldn't even need a time frame. It would just be like 40, drop dead.
I'd be right there with you probably. I tried something like that. I tried doing, I don't even know why I did it, but I was like, you know what? Every hour I'm awake, I'm going to do 10 push-ups, which doesn't sound that bad, right? Then I realized, I'm up at, 4 a.m., and then I go to bed at, midnight, and I'm like, this is stupid.
Try to.
I was like, this isn't fun. I was like, I just remembering to do it, I was stressed out. I'm like, and then it actually got hard, and then, by the 10th hour, I'm like, I can't even do 10 push-ups. This is wild.
That's a challenge. At least you tried it.
Yeah. It lasted a good 8 hours, so I'll take it.
I think in fitness, just in life, you need all these challenges. You got to keep everything fresh. You got to keep pushing yourself. I mean, I've certainly been on a journey in so many different aspects of my life, and challenging myself is always key, and kind of regrouping and being consistent and failing in certain ways and then just getting back at it. Jimmy, you're in competitions. Neil is doing the same thing. There was a while though before you really started doing this seriously that you were, I wouldn't say you're where I was, but
I was pretty heavy.
you right. It's like how did you get to shift that mindset, or what maybe it wasn't even a mindset. It's like what helped you get from not really caring about fitness to being really into fitness? Was there something, or what was it?
Yeah, I think it was just definitely a lot of being down on myself about like, how I looked. And it was more like, it wasn't, when I first started, it wasn't as much like, oh, I need to get healthy. I was like, I'm not like what's looking back in the mirror, and I think that was a big start eventually. I'd never been like, even growing up my whole life, I've never been like, been like, wow, I look good. Like I've always been a little self-conscious.
Right.
Like I was that kid wearing the swim shirt at the beach, what I mean? And so I was like, all right, I'm sick of being, chubby or super heavy. And I remember I used to go to CrossFit Bethel when I was in high school, and I just graduated college. So I remember I just asked Liam, and I was like, I showed up and I paid right away, and I was like, let's do this. And I finally just clicked. I don't know. It was, I'd started a lot of times like, all right, I'm going to eat well, and I just could never stick to anything, and it was hard. And I don't know. I joined, and then I was going to the gym every day, and I think the group in class atmosphere really helped, making it a huge priority. And I'd say that was the biggest drive for me, is just, wanted to be in love with who I was and stuff like that. So I think that was a big driving factor for me, but it's different for everyone,
So before you found CrossFit, what were you doing? Just random stuff like any young kid would do?
Yeah,
Teenager?
no, I played lacrosse growing up. I played lacrosse at Quinnipiac University, and so I was always used to being in a routine and getting ready for the season, preseason in the summer. And now once I had graduated, out of routine, I'm not getting ready, to go back to school, and just fell into poor habits, going out with my friends, drinking like a sailor on the weekends and stuff like that. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I put on like 40 pounds, and I just needed that structure and routine again. CrossFit Bethel was definitely able to put me back into that, I'd say.
I think CrossFit in general just has done that for so many people, millions and millions of people. Just put them in a structure where, they can get into a group atmosphere and still be competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's why it probably took off and is doing so well even to this day after
Yeah.
so many years, is that it's almost like I don't want to call it like the poor man's sport, but it kind of is a sport. 'Cause You're going in there every day to compete.
Definitely.
You're paying to do it instead of getting paid to do it.
Exactly.
But just in general, they turn the workout into fun and being competitive. That's how people become, successful at it.
For sure.
Yeah. I think the culture works too, because it's like a family. Like it's like you're going to see a lot of people from my gym, work. It's funny how you create these friendships, at work and at gym, and the culture and the accountability.
Exactly.
Like where these guys will shoot me a text like, where are you? And I'm like, shoot, I don't want to let him down.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't want to let Jimmy down, but he has the same story as me. Like athlete, got in a rut, like. I still look in the mirror. I still look in the mirror and like what I see, which is kind of just like demented, right?
No, that's good.
But I'm like, I should still
That's
lose a little.
fine.
I got to get healthier and healthier,
Yeah.
And then you build these relationships. I mean, Neil's a butcher, and he's like, bringing me meat every once in a while. We're having these great conversations, before and after we're working out. So it's like, you belong to something. You become a part of something. I think a lot of things in life, when you want success, you have to create relationships in whatever it is, whether it's podcasting or in work, having good relationships with colleagues. And I think with health and fitness, it's the same thing. It's like work with people that are going to push you and hold you. For me, it's accountability the most. That's what I like. It's like,
I think it's that for a lot of people.
I feel like a healthy guilty. It's like I'm letting someone down other than myself.
Yeah.
Because I have no problem letting myself down. Like, I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm going to be lazy.
But letting others down?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
Why isn't he at the gym? It's like, it's like a good guilt. It's like, like they want me there. I want to be there. They want me there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And I think that has a lot to do with it. But I see your side of it because you're competitive. Like you guys are talking about time and stuff. Like I'm the guy at the gym that doesn't worry about time. I don't mark any of my stuff. And I try to get away with not putting any weight on the bar. Like that was me. But I'm there and I'm sweating and I'm working out. And when I'm consistent about it, like I'm healthy. My weight's better. A lot of my problems are poor eating habits, and I've seen you with your meals in a box. It's like I got to kind of find the discipline to do that.
Me too.
And then I don't think you need to worry about eating. You know, you can just be an animal working out. So I don't know. Maybe you do eat healthy. I don't think you do because I hear you eat ice cream. Your sleeping habits are poor, but yet you're a bull. So what are you doing right?
That. Yeah, I don't know. I have a weird ice cream addiction, that's for sure. But it's not an addiction if you're aware of it, so it's fine.
But there's no actual rehab for it then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
What can you do?
unless you like accidentally buy fat-free ice cream, then that's just that's a sin.
You got to go to like Ben and Jerry's, or like you have to go to Newtown, the farm, and you have to like go for the challenges, and then you get so sick of eating it.
Oh God, no! I'm trying to do that challenge. That it's like 12 scoops or something, right?
You get a shirt or something.
Fair
I'll go with
Fair
it.
Sakers,
I could take that on.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's that bad. I'm gonna have to try it.
No, that would have no problem.
I'm gonna train for it.
I've
that's
never
for
been a
sure.
sweets guy though.
Oh my God.
No?
I've always been salty.
I
Yeah,
get
that's
them both.
true.
I'm telling you, man. Like, depending on the time of day, I get them both. It's
Oh,
crazy.
all of it?
Yeah.
I've always been salty foods. I've never really.
Yeah. I mean, I eat anything that's probably not healthy. It's really, it's a bad. I don't know what it is. I mean.
Yeah, but if you're like not experiencing any issues with it, or like that's just what you like to do, then I don't see a problem. It's not like, you know.
I mean, I don't know. I gained weight pretty quick. I mean, I was 278 once, and then I did this stuff, and then I lost like 79 pounds. So like that, I tried that whole paleo diet. I'm sure, like, right, the whole caveman diet.
Yep.
Oh my God, I was like going through some serious withdrawals. You would have thought I was like
Detoxing.
oh my God. I was like, I remember like the second day I didn't have ice cream. I was like. I was like, oh my God, I think I have the flu.
Yeah.
I was like, and I'm also extremely over dramatic. So like, I'm like, mom, help. And she's like, are you serious? I was like, I just need a Shirley Temple, Mom.
Have a piece of
Yeah,
bread.
she's like, have like an almond. I'm like, I was like, oh my God.
So there was a point where you were like, "Oh, this is too much. I gotta change something," or was it
Yeah,
just
I
like
mean,
I'll randomly
my,
try?
my buddy opened up a gym. I realized I need to really like get on like myself a little bit when I was walking up the stairs to the gym, and I was like dead. I got to the top of the stairs, and I'm a sweater, like I sweat a lot. But when I tell you, when like the top stairs, the top 12th stair, I was like, this is not a good sign. I was like, I should probably kind of get on my shit a little bit here. This is not good. So from there, that's how I started this stuff. How
long ago did you start coaching CrossFit?
2011.
Oh, so you've been at it a very long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time, which is good. I mean, I love it. It's fun. It's just so addicting watching. I'm telling you, the feeling you can't describe of just watching people do things that they had no idea they could do. Handstand push-ups and stuff. I mean, I remember there was like a 70-year-old woman at my a gym I was at. She's doing handstand push-ups. I'm like, Jesus, 70 years old. Like, she's like, I never thought I'd be able to. I'm like, this is awesome. This is so cool. I can't even do that.
Did you know you wanted to coach? Like when you, did you know you wanted to coach be in like the exercise field, or like did you know that, or did it just kind of find you?
I think, I don't know. That's a good question. I think it was one of those things. I went to school for exercise science. After I tried computer science, I was like, it's like I must be somewhat good at computers, maybe, It's in my blood. But I was like, I can't do this. This is hard.
Yeah.
And then and I was always decently pretty good at lifting weights and eating, and that seemed to be things that work out together well.
They go together, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, this could be cool. So I got into powerlifting, and then my buddies would work out with me, and it was fun showing them stuff. And then I think that's the little start of the whole watching people progress. Because I mean, it was cool up until my friends got really jacked and in extremely great shape, and I was just eating ice cream.
Yeah.
I understand why I don't get it, But
Yeah.
I think then that led me to exercise science, and when I started this type of training, I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is different. I mean, it keeps it fun. But
Yeah, I think that people can get healthy in a bunch of different ways. You're gonna find what works for you. It's funny you had mentioned the paleo diet and doing these different diets. I've tried a bunch of them. We had a guest on that was doing a lot of intermittent fasting, and it actually ended up having I think he had to remove his, well, maybe
Oh.
not necessarily because of that, but,
Wow, all right.
you know, it's like some things work, you know, there's things that work for some people and don't work for others.
Yeah.
I think that's the case in you know, in working out and health and in eating and all these things. And I think trial and error is probably
For
the
sure.
best, right?
Yeah, and we always say like diets aren't sustainable. You know, any type of diet. That's what I kind of believe in, and you know, we also more so thinking about it as a lifestyle change. You know, like I never been a big fan of like, you know, you need to go on a diet. It's like, no, you just need to change your eating habits. You know, dieting doesn't have to be, you know, losing weight doesn't have to be miserable. You know,
Right.
But it's finding, you know, what healthy foods work for you and things like that that fit your lifestyle. You know, so it's all about more like, I feel like a lifestyle change as opposed to a diet, where diets aren't really sustainable. That's the thing.
Yeah, I've really tried to drop the word diet
Yeah.
from my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Like diet and exercise, no, you want to eat and train.
Yeah.
Like just switch the mentality, then it's not so bad. You're like,
Exactly.
oh, my diet, it's horrible. You tell people about it, and then you know you see them eating all crazy stuff, so you don't want to even think of it as a diet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
I remember like that exactly, like the whole word diet and everything. I remember what like kind of changed a lot for me was when somebody was telling me, they're like, you know, if I was a car, what kind of car would I be? And like, you know, I'm kind of like a wise ass, so I was like a station wagon or something. And they're like, all right, no, like, you know, a normal person would want to be like, you know, a Lamborghini or Ferrari. You're not gonna put shit fuel in a Lamborghini or Ferrari or something like that.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, think about it. Yeah, think about what you're putting in your body.
Yeah,
You know?
you got to embody that lifestyle. It's got to become a part of you. It's funny you mentioned cars because I remember hearing that. It's like, pretend that you're a car, right? Not any type of car, just a car. And like, you're going to have that car for the rest of your life. Like, what would you do to that car?
And take pretty good care of it.
Right? You'd like change the oil like every 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
You'd wash it every day.
Yeah.
Like, I probably would never let my kids in it. Like,
Yeah.
you'll walk to school, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, here it is, our car, our body, and it's like a carnival ride. It's like sometimes I'm trying to figure out how quickly I can destroy it instead of how I can take care of it.
Run it to the ground.
Yeah, right. But it's like, you know, these things is never black and white, right? Everything's gray because it's like sometimes you want to push your body, right? Like exercise doesn't make sense there, right? Because it's like if you're trying to take care of it, then you're gonna take it easy, and I think sometimes in life, with exercise or with anything, like doing this, it's like this isn't the most comfortable thing to do, but it's like get outside of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
push your limits, and like see what you're made out of, and you know you're gonna fall and you're gonna stumble, but you're gonna keep going and you're gonna try to like improve in every facet.
Definitely.
So that's what we're all about here, right? We're all about having conversations to help each other, to help others, and to like find equilibrium in our life. Because I think like I've always said, a good life is a life of balance,
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be balanced without being healthy, eating healthy, exercising, and being mentally strong. Would you guys think that exercise has done anything for you when it comes to like depression mentality? Like for me, it's always if I'm not exercising regularly, I'm not in a good place.
Yeah.
I'm not as good at work. I'm not as good as a parent or a husband or as a friend. It's like I feel like exercise is such a key to being productive members of society, as cheesy as that sounds. I don't know, that's why we talk about it a lot on the podcast, because I think it's really important. I think people inherently know that. I think that's why gyms and all that do so well. But I think it's hard for people to stick to it. And having these conversations show how you did it, how you do it every day, and how I've struggled to do it too.
Yeah.
What impact has it had in your lives, like your personal lives, or I mean, you think it does impact it, like I'm saying, or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Most certainly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like putting labels on things. Some people say it's like their therapy. Some people say it's their escape, and then you say that some people are like, well, that's not good. Like in a way, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but
What are
it's
you
just-
escaping from?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that's
not what I mean.
Stop it. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
stop it. Let me enjoy this. Yeah, but it's like it's like, I don't know. The way I think about it is like when you're done, like you just kicked like your own ass, right? You just did something that is not in reality, it's not fun, I guess. I mean, you're just,
It's not easy.
yeah, not at all. But it's like such a rewarding feeling when you're done. It's just awesome. I mean, and I mean, like any type of fitness or anything that you enjoy doing, you're going to challenge yourself in it at some point. I mean,
Definitely.
and then the reward, it's just, you feel good about yourself. You get that rush, even just coaching it. It's just a very, very fulfilling feeling.
Yeah, like you said, like the people do it for different reasons, and like the CrossFit, sort of saying is we all differ by degree, not kind, and stuff like that. Some people, because we have older members that come to the gym, like 60 plus, and they just wanna, they want to come because they want to do functional things, like get up and off a chair, like squatting and stuff like that. And then, we have people like, I'd say like myself, you, Mish, that do it, like to do it competitively, So there's people that do it for all different types of reasons.
Jimmy, how do you think it feels to be Neil and to have a significant other that's like way more of a badass in the gym than he is?
It's awesome. It's like my little bodyguard.
Gotta be great, right?
I mean,
that's cool.
What is that? His girlfriend is like unbelievable, like competition wise, and I mean, just
I
makes.
taught her, just for the record.
He basically
so
shouldn't
it's
coach
whatever. Yeah.
when she's in the gym. He should just
Yeah.
like sit over to the side.
I walk her in on a leash and stuff. She's got a muzzle. I'm like, come on, get down. We go on dates and arm wrestle. It's a great time. Yeah.
No, she is.
No, she's a sweetheart. It's I mean, yeah, she's a beast. I mean, she's just like, when Jimmy decides to be like really good at a workout or something, I'm like, what, Jimmy, watch this, Mish. It's like I can't do that, but
Yeah.
Michelle can. Watch. So she's like my little protector.
Because my significant other obviously goes to the gym too. But if she was beating me and stuff, I'd be pissed. Like, me personally,
Yeah,
I'm like
it's all
way
right.
too competitive for that. So I mean, hats off to you.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it was good.
Has she beaten you at any particular thing yet?
Has she beat me?
Yeah.
It's weird if I beat her. She was like under the weather, and I beat her by like 3 seconds once, like a year ago. And she didn't hear the end of it for like, I don't know, I think a year. I was like, oh, I mean, and after I was like dying. I'm in dry heaving. I'm like, in your face. And she's just like, not even sweating. And I'm like, I gave you my legs,
That's
Being competitive
Got her.
is so
She
good,
actually, she just beat me today.
Yeah.
With weight, which is even more.
that I
but-
don't believe.
No, I don't.
No,
I
I
don't
don't
even. Today,
She
but
beat some of the guys today in the
some.
amount of weight she lifted. Actually, I think all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I wasn't trying this morning. FYI, everyone. Just,
That's so cool that you guys have something that like it's not compatible, that in common. It's like it's so nice to have that stuff. Especially with my wife, we have things that we have in common, and then we have a lot of things that aren't in common, which is normal and fine. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've often struggled. I'm like, I wonder if my wife was into golf, would that be a good thing or a bad thing? It's really good escape.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It's like I love my kids, but I want some time away from them.
Yeah.
Wife too, like I love
Yeah.
my life, but they, I think it's healthy to have some, some different interests.
Definitely.
And we need me time, right? That's why I think. I mean, I used to like running for that reason. You need an escape. That's kind of why I think a lot of people like the gym too. Not only healthy, it's like you don't have to think about anything. Like sometimes you just want to reset and you just want a little time away from reality because life can be overwhelming at times.
Yeah.
You guys are young. I wish I was young and strong like you guys. You get older, you get like certain different responsibilities creep up with kids and this and that.
Of course.
So again, we like having these conversations with a variety of people because we get different perspectives and people are in different places in the timeline.
Yeah.
And it's like here we are having conversations about what we can do to be better people and where do you guys see yourself in the future? Like what are your aspirations? You guys have goals with family, work. What are you looking? You have an eye on something in the future, or are you guys just living day to day at this point?
I mean, I definitely like what I'm doing for sure. You know, in the space and where I'm at, you know, like geographically and stuff like that too, and you know, just continuing to work my way up in the field that I'm in. Me personally, you know, but definitely like recently, probably in the past like year, I've gotten more serious about thinking long term. And I think Liam, our boss, you know, he's definitely helped me, you know, start looking down the road, which is like, he was like, when I was your age, like I didn't do that, you know, like with investing in money and stuff like that. And I think that's something, you know, I've definitely really started to take more serious now and planning for the future and stuff like that. So thinking about what I'm going to do down the road and now even, you know, to set myself up for success when I'm older and stuff like that. Like we were talking about investing on the way here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're literally talking
kind
about
of.
Bitcoin like on the phone and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have a crazy, like whopping 0.001 share of Bitcoin, so I know my stuff. Yeah,
That'll be worth like $7 million in 10 years. So
that's
keep
fine.
it up.
Yeah, that's totally fine with me. That's so much ice cream. So, yeah.
That's something I would have never thought about until I got the job I have now and met the people that I know now and stuff like that. And it's good, you know, because I know I have a lot of friends that aren't worried about, you know, investments and, you know, planning ahead for the future and stuff. So I just want to make sure that I'm set up for when I'm, you know, older and stuff like that. So I'm planning ahead.
Right.
Yeah. Like, what age do you think you started? You were like, okay, I should really start like putting money away, like stuff like that.
So I would say like I'm fairly conscientious. Like my personality is such that like I plan, like I always have like a plan, right?
Right.
There's people that live like, you know, what is that quote what a movie star, and I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Or whatever.
Vin Diesel.
God.
Yeah, whatever. I do whatever. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Wow.
But I've never like lived my life like that, right? I've always had, you know, an eye on what I wanted and, you know, understanding that it could go a variety of different ways. So I definitely was someone that was like about saving and trying to invest in a lot of different things. But quite frankly, early on, I wanted to invest in myself the most. So I was just trying to educate myself, try to understand a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Try to surround myself with people that I thought were successful or that I admired in some way. And that's kind of one of the reasons like Nick and I started doing this. It's like I finally got to an age where I felt comfortable enough with myself and with what I thought I could give, right? Like I feel like I'm in a spot where I've experienced a lot in my life. And I think by every measure of my own measures for myself that I'm, you know, have been successful, will continue to be successful. I have like a lot of room to grow, but I feel like, all right, now it's my time to maybe share my story. Selfishly, it was like I wanted to leave a legacy for my kids. And I've talked about this in prior podcasts where it's like I lost my mother when I was younger. She was 41. And I'm like, if I'm not here tomorrow, like what do my kids have? Like imagine that they can go on YouTube and like listen to their father talk to people about life and what he believes and what his dreams are for them and for himself. It's like, to me, that's it. So like as a listener, if you're listening to someone who's like his voice is towards his kids and what he wants for them or what he believes in, like why wouldn't you want to listen to him? I'm not saying that what I have to say is necessarily going to be right or spot on, but you know it's going to be genuine because it's like I'm not ever going to try to push my kids in the wrong direction. And I was blessed with a father who I think who is a great man. He has a lot of experience in life, and he was always a role model for me. And I should have always listened to him. I'd say most of the time I didn't. He was usually right and I was wrong. Very rarely was I right when I did listen to him. So, you know, that's just my perspective. And I went on a tangent to answer your question, but yes, I've always thought about, you know, where I'm going to be and to make a lot of decisions in my life. I think you got to look at your life as like, where were you? Where are you right now? Like live in the present because life's too short. Enjoy it. But you also want to like, where am I in 10 years? Right. Yeah. So every decision you make should be like echoing back, being in the now, and then thinking about where you may be in 10 years. Like, so I was like, one day I always want to make my parents proud. One day I want my kids to walk around with their heads up like their dad's a decent dude. Yeah. So every decision I've made in my life, has been towards that goal. Now, I've made many mistakes. I haven't always been the person I want to live up to be, you know, especially like when I talk, like I'm a competitive dude, like on the soccer field. I wouldn't want people to see me in that arena and be like most people that see me in that arena and then see me anywhere else will be like, well, this doesn't compute. But so that's me. I'm always trying to shoot for the stars, and now I'm trying to help other people do that, and certainly my kids are at the top of the list of people I want to try to create a good future for, and I can help them with that, and at least help them help themselves with that too.
Yeah, having kids just definitely changes you. I feel the same way. It's like before that, you only have to worry about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a spouse or a significant other, that's one thing. But when kids come in, it's like responsibility's there, and it's always going to be there. So I've definitely lived that same kind of, you know, the same fashion Steve has recently, just because you want to be there for them. You know, everything I do from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, it's like, what can I do to be a better person for them? And how am I going to set myself up for success so they can see that without me telling them and learn from it and hopefully, you know, be the same way one day, you know, live a positive BOA life.
Yeah, I love what you said there. Like, that's something my wife would say. It's like, just model the behavior, which I'm not good at doing sometimes because I'm like, you know, I could be rough around the edges, and my wife's like, ugh, you know, what are you doing? Like,
I think it's impossible to literally, you said it in another podcast, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
But it's probably the hardest thing to do, to live as good as you think you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, son, don't do that. Like I would. It's like, this is it. This is like, I don't know if there's a God, but you know, if there is, would be a prime example. My son would spill stuff all the time, and it, like, I don't know why it infuriated me. It's like, I love this kid. I should be getting mad at him.
Accident or on purpose?
No, by accident.
Oh.
Yeah, if it was on purpose, it would be just a complete and utter accident. But it would happen so much that maybe I question it, and I'd get so mad. I'd like yell at him and then but then it would happen to me. Like, it would happen to him like 3 times, and I get mad. Like, how are you doing that? But then it would happen to me. And it was just like someone saying, like, look, dummy. It can happen to you. You know. So it's like, I don't know. It's always, you have expectations. I think too with kids sometimes, especially me, it's like when I see things, my faults in them, I get mad about it.
Because you want the best. You want the best for them.
Yeah.
Right.
You want them to know the things you know now and try to teach them that. Which is crazy because they're not going to know that. You know, essentially, they're really not going to know that. Yeah. You
guys see a life with kids in the future, or?
Yeah. I'm at that like point in my life, I guess, my age. I'm 29, so like I'm at the point now where it's like I'm like stressed already about my future kids, if that even makes sense. If you think about it, like I'm over, like I'm at the age, I guess, or the stage where I'm overthinking. So I'm trying to like step back. You know, everyone's like, oh, when you get married, like, you know, what's your plan? Like, it's, you know, I doubt myself with a lot of things. You know, it's like that age, you know, where you're just kind of overwhelmed. Like, wait, am I taking too long with everything I'm doing? Like, you know, I've been at one job since I was in high school, so I'm like, you know, I don't know. It's like a weird feeling. Like, is this good or bad? Like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? You know, overthinking. So it's one of those things where it's like, I mean,
that age.
You know what I mean? It's like
for guys, like right around 30. If you're not married yet, you don't have kids, but you definitely want to.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like,
that's
so
where you teeter.
I'm like, I definitely want to have kids, and then I'm thinking about, when I have kids, like, am I gonna, like, I'm already stressed about that. So then I was like, because I was thinking about this, I always think about this. So I was like, I gotta take a step back, kind of like, you know, get myself together and kind of, I guess the right word would be, you know, grow up, you know, a little bit more. Yeah. But you know, just figure it out. But I definitely plan on having kids sooner or later.
It's like juxtapositioning 2 guests we've had in the past. It's like he can just like make it happen or let it happen.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, but it's gonna happen eventually. It's like, just set yourself up. Like you're open to it. Like just let it happen, but, or will it to happen? It's but I don't know. I think sometimes you're right. We get in our head. You start wondering, like, is this something I can have, or planning, but like, it's not the right time yet because because I've been in the same job for. It's like if you're starting to think about it and you feel you want it, it's like start projecting like this is what I just need to do and start.
Exactly. And it comes with the whole comfort zone and everything like that. I mean, it's just.
I never got comfortable with it, and it's like I always saw myself, and then as I was experiencing it, so now I look back, I have like an 8, a 6, and a 5-year-old, and I'm like, what? Like,
what do you mean you never got comfortable with it?
Like, it was like, you feel like you're gonna have kids, and you're gonna be like, this live in the moment, and like it's gonna be like all makes sense, but it's like a blur. It's like it's the best time in your life, and it's happening like that. And you're almost like looking back, like, so it's like enjoy it, enjoy the present. If you want something, go for it. Like don't second guess it. Don't wait for I feel like and I don't really know what your perspective is, but I know a lot of people that are like, they're planning, they plan it all out. Like sometimes like I plan a lot of stuff, but I'm also like, all right, it can change and let it happen. And I try to be in the middle, like balance. But people that plan like, by 25, I want this. By 20, and then it's like when you do that, and then the targets don't hit. It's like, like
that's exactly
it's
exactly
it's like let it happen. It's like because before you know it, it's like, or you rush it, or like the people that are like I have to be married by 22, and then they like rush into a marriage with someone they don't even like, or and I'm not. It's just. I don't know. It's complicated. It's a tough thing to figure out, right?
Yeah, it's definitely good to set goals, though, for sure. I think, like you always say, like you learn SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable. Is it realistic and time bound? But I think it's hard to put like hard, like stamps like that. Like I have to do this by 22. But I think it's about like setting up those smaller steps first. So, like if your goal is to get married eventually, be like. Don't think about when you're getting married. Think I gotta find a girlfriend.
Find a healthy relationship.
Exactly. And like applying that to other things. It's like do the small steps first, right? Instead of just looking at the huge goal and like what are the steps you're gonna take to work towards that goal.
Yeah, like I want to look like Jimmy, Neil, and Nick. Like I have to eat right. I have to keep going to the gym. It's like.
And it's not like I want to do I want to have an 8-pack by in 6 months. It's like all right.
I would like that.
Of course.
I disagree. Yeah.
But it's like all right. I gotta. What am I gonna eat
tomorrow
tomorrow morning? Or like what am I gonna go to the grocery store and pick up some healthy food and stuff like that. So it's like. You got to do the little things first before you can just look right at the big picture, in my opinion.
That's what we had in mind when we started. We knew, episode 1, it was there, and now look at us. We're at episode 13, and trying not to think about it. At least I not, I don't look at the number. I try not to, break down the guests too much. Just keep it as organic and natural as possible and let it happen. And we're sitting here now.
Yeah, we're evolving over time, and things are changing and shifting, but it's like. We're committed to doing something, and then it's just like, just stay the course. And every once in a while, we'll have a hiccup because Nick has to go on vacation, right, Justin? I mean, he's got his vacation, one vacation a week, a month, whatever. He's living and breathing the BOA life. Let me tell you.
I know, right? One of us has got it.
You're right. I completely agree with that.
What made you guys want to start this?
That's a great story. It's like Nick inspired me with a challenge that he did for his daughter. He's gotten into it in other podcasts, but essentially he did a 4 by 4. So he did 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. Right. And he did that to raise money and awareness for an illness his daughter has. And I watched him. I was, in awe and inspired by what he did. And then he was posting to Facebook.
That's right.
And I'm watching it and I'm like, there's something about him. So Nick always has these emails. We're involved in these pools, and he comes with some quick-witted, funny stuff. So he's engaging. But then I'm seeing him in a different environment, and I'm like, I've always wanted to like do something like this. I'm like, I don't know, just compelled to call him up and say, hey, would you be interested? And then he had FOMO, and he's like, I'm all in. And totally. Here we are.
That's awesome.
And for me, episode 1 was a success. the launch. We committed to doing it. We have great people around us supporting wives. We have a guy that is behind the scenes that you can never see, the evil scientist. He hacks into computers and gets us likes. I don't know how he does it, but
That's awesome. Yeah,
but here we are, like pushing through, you know. And like anything else, it's about commitment and putting the work in. And at the end of the day, having these conversations is the best thing. It's like, listen, I want to have these conversations ordinarily. Like in the gym, we're always talking about life and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like to have this on camera for other people to watch. It's like it's an experience, right? I mean, I'm sure you guys are like out of body right now, or maybe it's normal for you. I know when I first did it, and even a little bit every time, I'm like, this is crazy. And then you watch it back, and you're like, it's a whole different perspective. And I just think I get a lot out of it, and I think people are going to get a lot out of these conversations because just in the small things that we've said, it's like we're relatable.
Yeah, it's real life.
Right? Like you see.
Like everyday people.
Yeah, it's like we're relatable. It's like that's why I think there was a void for it. It's because all people see is bullshit. It's like they see, you know, and we're part of it. Sometimes you put on Instagram, you flexing or this or that. And it's like, where's the dark side? Like, where's the real side? Like, what are people struggling with, right?
Yeah.
Like your journey, my journey.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know. I think that's important. I think it's important for people to be able to relate with each other and see, you know, we're all in, you know, the same journey together, all different paths and like trying to do different things. But at the end, what are we all trying to do? We're trying to have a good life. Like, right? We want to be we're not trying to be happy, but we want some happiness. We'll deal with some sacrifice, you know. We'll work for what we'll work to go on, you know, as many vacations as Nick one day, you know, and then like
One day.
live the ball life, you know. But like that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to like, you know, make our lives better. And I'm a firm believer that we should be trying to make each other's lives better. It's like I never got like why anybody would want to push someone else down, you know what I mean? To me, it's like help them up, because then, you know, when you need help up, they're gonna give you help up. I've always felt like send out good vibes and it'll come back to you. And so far, knock on wood, like my life's been like that. I've gotten a lot of help from a lot of different people, but when I can, I try to be that way too. We've always talked about like the paradox of being selfish and selfless, right? It's like being selfish is being selfless. Like if you want people to help you, help them. It's like everything's reciprocal. You know what I mean? We're at the gym, like making sure we're all working out. It's like, and even, you know, the happiness. Like you see me at the gym, like I'm happy there. I'm having fun dancing. I think
it's weird when you're not there.
It's contagious, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and people like, you know, just want to, you know, feel good, and especially when they're exercising and doing some, you know, grueling stuff. But I don't know. I think that we as a community should try to do that more.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, everybody, it's like
put on TV, it's just negative.
Yeah, everything's negative.
They should have a channel for just good news.
Well, because it sells. It's like, listen, when you're driving your car and there's an accident on the other side of the road, you don't want to look, but you look because it's like you want to see an accident. It's like, why?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, and then it's like, you know, a story about someone, you know, running a race or, you know, doing something good. Nobody really cares about that stuff. It's kind of scary. It's like, but at least here, it's like, it's not really that. It's like, you get something out of it. You can learn, and it's a lot of it's positive, so it's good. To me, it's real life, you know?
Yeah, that is so true. You said, though, about, like, people just love seeing, like, the bad stuff. And it's true. I'm definitely guilty of it, too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I remember when the whole, you know, when COVID first started, like, the news was having a field day, you know, and, you know, that's all people watched. And, that, like, my parents, too. I'm like, you guys need to turn off the news. Like, you were, like, even to this day, like, just any type of bad news, and, like, you know, you got to, like, it's all that's ever on, you know? Like that good news thing is that you just said. Like I was like, imagine.
Oh yeah, I would watch good news. Just I don't even watch news. I'm like, honestly, I'm so proud that I don't even like follow news. I mean, it's kind of.
I don't watch the news.
It's definitely bad though, in a way, like with conversation, because I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like, what do you mean?
Depressing.
There's a new president. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like really outdated. Yeah, I think I'm so bad with technology, which I'm actually kind of proud of. Like my phone is the first. What I don't even.
You have a flip phone?
No, I wish.
The Motorola
Oh my
flip
god.
phone?
I think Samsung brought back a flip phone
Yeah,
type
I wish
thing.
they
did.
It has
Yeah.
a full screen.
Neil has
and
a
it can
phone and you have
fold.
to like you open it up and you go.
Yeah. My
Rotary.
dad has a rotary phone at his
Yeah.
house, and I'm like, how does that like? I'm like looking at it. I'm like, how do you?
There's YouTube videos of people that
Yeah.
see one of those phones
I
and the
remember
kids don't
using
know how to
that.
work it.
Yeah, I remember like
Not
when
a
I was a
clue.
kid, I would like just just do whatever with it. Like it makes a funny sound when you spin it. But I mean, like, yeah, my phone now. I'm pretty sure nobody knows what my phone is. I think it's the
it's an
first ever Pixel. I think I don't even know. It's a Google phone.
Phones are
You
phones
can
are
make a phone
crazy.
call in emergency, right?
Right
literally.
now, I don't know.
Phones are crazy.
Talking about ice cream addiction that Neil has, it's like, what
Yeah.
about I mean, I'll do it too sometimes, like checking an email while I'm working out. Like, I can't work out at the gym without looking at my phone for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I'll look around, I'm like, I can't believe that person on the phone. Then I'm like doing it myself one day. I'm like,
Yeah.
like,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I used to I remember I actually listened to a podcast, but they were like talking about how it's so bad. Like I bring my phone to I'll wake up in the morning to go to the bathroom. I bring my phone with me. I'm like, I do the same thing. It'll be in the middle of the night. I have no idea why I need to look at my phone. Like it's the first thing I do when I
You
wake
can't-
up every morning, and it's like
which they say you should.
crazy.
How do you guys with CrossFit? It's not like you can be on a treadmill or alone working out like typical gym. So how do you feel about people on their phones at the gym? Do you see anyone that's trying to get it in? Are you trying to break that addiction?
Yeah. I just try and grab it from them and talk on it.
Unless they're inputting their
Yeah.
score.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like awkward and possibly assault. 'Cause, like, give me that goddamn thing,
Neil is totally messing around. This guy's the nicest
Yeah.
guy you'll ever meet in a gym.
Yeah.
I say it
Yes.
doesn't. I don't know about you. It doesn't bother me. Like most of the time, people really only do it when we're like. I'd say when we're explaining stuff, but then it's like. But the one thing is like they won't pay attention, and then they come up to you and like, wait, what are we doing?
See, I got to a point where I would literally call people out in front of everyone.
Oh,
if
yeah,
they
that's
weren't
the best.
listening to me.
Yeah.
I'll just tell people to show me what I just said, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was on the phone.
Because we talked earlier about like pushing people out of their comfort zone. In a way, that's it too, because they can't be fully engulfed in the workout or listening or knowing what to do, especially when they're throwing around heavy weights. They could get injured. They can't do that. Pay attention if they're on their phone.
Yeah.
So in a way, you're helping them. At least how I saw it like that. I didn't think I was embarrassing them at all, calling them out.
I like that.
You need to be called out once in a while, right?
Yeah, break the addiction.
I think I'll definitely say, if I see it, I'll say something like jokingly though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't offend them.
Yeah, exactly. But
See,
I don't
I gotta
know.
learn that. Get
Yeah.
off the phone. Nobody likes you.
I'll like if I
That's
see
my
it,
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll like
It's not. Give me the phone.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
walk over, I'll put my hand out, and be like, have at the
Yeah.
end of class, like jokingly. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But then people put it away, and it's like, have fun with it.
Yeah, the subtle art of getting people to do what you really want them to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Without being too obvious about it.
Yeah, and that's good. That's part of coaching and communication. It's like figure out how to like get the best out of people, right?
Yeah.
It's like I run into someone sometimes that like is just not that doesn't seem happy sometimes, and it's like I'm not gonna say where it is because I don't I'm sure he or she is not watching anyway, but it's like. I've like tried so many different approaches that finally I was like, I'm gonna kill them with kindness. Like I'm gonna be so nice, and it's like it threw them off. And then now it's like every time I go in there, it's perfect. How you doing? Can I help you?
Yeah.
Something's wrong with Steven.
He must only have months to live.
Yeah, it's like, what's up with that Steven guy? I like that little trend thing. I don't know. I saw it once where it's like, you go out to dinner with all your friends and like everyone's like, whoever reaches for their phone first, whatever, like they buy dinner.
Oh, really?
That's a great.
Yeah.
I've never seen
I
that.
would be totally fine
Yeah,
with that. I think
you have
it's
to put
great.
your phones like face
Yeah, everyone's
down
face
on the
down.
table.
Yeah.
And people can actually have conversations.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Yeah.
right? But usually it's silent, I'm sure. It's probably just like,
Just
you like stuff?
Yeah, literally.
Well, it's definitely an addiction. There's
absolutely.
it's probably been proven. I'm sure it has been. Something chemically going on in your head. It makes you look at it.
Yeah.
10 seconds later, it
was
feels
designed-
like you haven't looked at it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, they were designed to do that. Even the way they engage you on like the Twitter, Facebook, like where or even the way the texts
Sponsored
are, where it
ads.
shows someone
See, I don't
typing.
have that. So
You ever notice that, like when you're typing text to each other,
Yeah. it
you
shows
know
the
that
dots.
Oh yeah.
it shows them type. So you're like, oh, they're about to write
Oh, they're
back.
thinking of me.
and
They're
my,
gonna write to me right back.
my phone's not updated enough.
Well,
for that.
even this podcast, I'm getting these weird like signs, like, oh, you should increase the visibility on your page. You know, pay us a little money and start promoting it. And it's just coming from all angles. I'm like, what are they doing to me right now?
Yeah. They know.
Another weird one out of nowhere. I don't know why I'm bringing this up right now. In the past 2 or 3 days, I'm getting on my Facebook feed like cowboy stuff, Dallas Cowboy stuff. I'm a Giants fan. I hate the
Yeah.
Cowboys.
That's why. Probably.
And-
They're like, oh.
and no one
I'm
knows
a
that.
Cowboys fan.
I know. You're a Cowboys
Yeah,
fan.
yeah.
And the podcast just started, and now I'm starting to
We've
I'm
been linked
starting-
forever.
Oh
I'm
my
starting
God.
to tag you in recent posts, and all of a sudden the Cowboys show up.
They know my phone searches cowboy games. It's like I don't even want to know what's going on with
Thank
my
God
phone.
we don't have that issue, Jimmy. Our phones would be real weird.
Yeah, it would be. But your phone, it
Yeah.
listens to you, you know, it shows you, you know, it shows you stuff that, you know, there's like obviously a formula to it, but it shows you stuff that, you know, you're going to want to stay on your phone to, you know, like,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, like the sponsored ads and stuff like that. It literally knows a lot about you, and it just shows you what you want to see.
Well, to what
So
extent is it
probably-
manipulating us all? And it's kind of scary.
My phone would hate me then, probably. It'd be like, you're so weird, you know.
Why don't you ever use me?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
It's all shattered and stuff.
Your phone has no technology in it.
No, my phone's like a Spider-Man edition phone, meaning like it just cracks everywhere. It's like you get a glass in your thumb if you try and use the touchscreen. I love it. I mean, you know, gets the job done. I'm shocked, honestly, though, nowadays that like people don't have like I don't get how people don't look like a camel or something because everyone. You ever like watch people just walk down the street and they're just like, it's just this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's traps should be huge, honestly.
Well, what about in a car? I'm seeing it way too much. Where
I'll
Oh,
be the
that's-
first to admit it. I'm done with it, and I'm just honking my horn at people.
yeah.
Literally. I mean, I commute a lot for work, and you know, on a serious note, I'm not endangering anyone's lives, so you know, I'm a very good driver. But yeah, I've gotten to the point where I feel like I gotta notify them. I gotta say, look, people are watching. What you're doing is super unsafe,
Yeah.
and it's just bad. It's something that you know.
Isn't it? I thought it was like a law, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, it's hard to enforce.
It's hard to catch people.
Yeah,
doing
because
it.
I feel like everybody. I mean, I see even like the
The-
law doing that. So,
The technology, you think they would just? I mean, they are able to just shut it off when you're on a phone, but they choose not to. I guess.
yeah.
I mean, when you're on a phone and driving, it should be able to be like
Should
Yeah.
know.
like
Not work.
you should not go on. Like we just GPS will work right now.
Yeah, there's some like apps I know that like if you're like going somewhere, it'll be like, are you the passenger?
Oh yeah.
Or the driver?
You
or
can't
something
link a
like
phone to most cars if it's moving
that. Yeah,
because you know it thinks you're the driver. It won't-
yeah.
So-
I mean, people are just consumed by it, man. It's-
Especially like 25 and younger should not be able to text.
Have a license.
yeah.
25 years should not be able to drive
Yeah.
with a phone.
Or
in
have
the-
a phone. I agree.
Have one.
I think every car should just have a rotary phone. Thinking about it now, that would be kind of not
They used
safe.
to have
That'd be
phones
more
in the
dangerous.
cars.
Yeah, it's like those phones where it's like what is it? Like I don't know, Titanic had it, I think. You know, it's just like
That didn't work out well
you
for
know,
the
Morse
Titanic.
code. Yeah, just Morse code. That's what we
We
need.
just hit an iceberg. Need help.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I listen. I appreciate your time, guys. I know it's getting late, and I hope one day we can have another conversation.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be here for a long time, so we'll definitely meet again and try to bring some tidbits to the audience on how to be fit, how to be handsome, how to be strong, and how to be good looking. Definitely.
Yeah, guys, appreciate you
just
being
need-
on. I'm super psyched to go home, lift some weights, and eat some ice cream.
Yeah, I'm good with ice cream.
That's all I
Yeah,
feel like
absolutely.
doing right
Thank
now.
you. Thank you for having
Thank you for
us.
having
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to definitely check my phone while I'm driving home to see what
Yeah.
ice cream is available
Yeah.
at the local grocery store.
You gotta just kind of surprise yourself and just go to every gas stations have the best ice cream. FYI, everyone, they have sales that people don't ever realize. I'm just saying, Ben
Like
and
the
Jerry's.
best tasting or best prices?
I'm a Ben and Jerry's guy, like only Ben and Jerry's guy. Gas stations, $2.99 usually. It's usually $5.79 for a pint of ice cream. Just throwing facts out there.
Which just
So
throw
letting you
facts.
guys know.
I just throw facts, ladies and gentlemen. What's the favorite pint, Ben & Jerry's?
Oh, the Tonight though, or limited edition peanut butter half baked.
Everything but that, or no?
No, I'm not a father yet. That's a total dad ice cream.
Oh man,
You
left the low blow
Yeah,
for the
I'm
end.
sorry. I feel like a father ice cream is like either the chunky monkey one, everything but the, and anything with pretzels in it is very fatherly to me. I'm assuming you guys like those.
How about no? I don't eat Ben & Jerry's. I'm more of a Talenti guy.
Oh my God.
What? I never even heard of
Brookfield,
that.
right? You're from Brookfield? Okay. Jesus.
Wait, what is this?
Talenti, it's like...
You
it's,
know what it is?
yeah, it's like
You
gelato.
are an ice cream guru.
It's
It's
gelato.
gelato, yeah.
It's still dairy, I think.
Whatever. To each his own.
Oh man, I've never even heard of such an ice cream.
All right, that's crazy too. I mean, it's Talenti. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is it like? It sounds like icy.
It's yeah. I think it's the upper echelon
Like
of the cooler.
Like Starbucks and like Dunkin' Donuts type. So it's like Starbucks is Talenti. I'm like Baskin Robbins, I guess.
I like
Yeah.
the D&Ds.
Yeah.
What's the D&Ds? Like the Newtown Creamery?
I don't know. I never went there, did I? Ferris Acres is in Newtown, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one.
What do I call it? Newtown Creamery. I like the ice cream there. I don't like the cow manure smell that you're.
That's the
exposed
best
to.
part.
Kind of adds to the experience.
That's the
yeah.
toppings.
I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, this is weird. Like, people wait in line for this. Like, this is.
Yeah, but
You go to Portugal. You get this in the boatloads, isn't it?
Huh.
I don't know. I don't get it. There's not a lot of flies. I'll give them that, but
Yeah.
it's not for me.
I don't know. Now I'm like nervous because it doesn't bother me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm here. This is the best. Yeah, I'm ready for this ice cream.
I actually
I'm
came
hungry.
here for the smell. I didn't
Yeah,
come
smell.
I don't want ice cream. I love this.
Listen, well, you know what we got to do? We got to definitely
Ice cream
go on the
challenge.
road with the film crew, which
Creamery.
is one person.
Challenge.
And
Yeah.
I'm up for it.
you and I do the. You're gonna do it too?
Look, I'm a tiny guy, but I eat like madman. Like
I believe it.
yeah.
I believe.
Like,
Look at Kobayashi.
Yes.
Obviously, an American hero.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Joey Chestnut.
I was
guess,
just-
is but
yeah.
Kobayashi, though, I mean, hats off.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen,
great.
I
We'll do it.
Kobayashi's the man.
He sure is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bowl Life is signing off. We're gonna be here every week to satisfy your every need. All right.
Bye, everyone.